with Michael back in town, but not. Did you expect him back for OTAs? How much communication did you guys had, and how much is he missing with Zimmer's installing the new defense?
Well, Mike is here in town. He's been in and out. He's obviously had some unique travel opportunities. He was here Friday. Spent a lot of time with him on Friday. He actually looks great. He's in excellent shape. So I know what he's been doing, where he's been doing it, and so forth. So obviously, he's went all the way to Tokyo to work out. So so he's definitely getting ready physically. But he's been having one-on-one meetings. As far as within the structure of our operation here in the off-season program. So he hasn't missed anything as far as what's been installed.
Do you expect him next week?
Yes, I think there's going to be some time. We'll have him here next week.
What's the evaluation process with Trey Lance? I mean, do you have to wait until preseason games to really get a good gauge on him, or do you do that throughout OTAs, training camp, and everything?
There's thresholds in development for every position. Quarterback's no different, and Trey's no different. Obviously he had a prior experience in San Francisco, so that's obviously an experience that he'll always be able to draw from. And then we're involved in a different offense, in just the way the position's played, which is it's played differently for every quarterback and every organization. So my point is he's crossing the thresholds of training. I've been very, very pleased. The athletic ability is top notch. We've adjusted some things, in his, not only his motion, his, I don't get into specifics of that, but you can see the improvement, the timing, and in young quarterbacks, and he's no different. He just need reps, and we're trying to get him as many reps as we can throughout this off-season program, and he will take a large part of the preseason. That's the design. So him and I talk about preseason quite often because that's what we're building towards.
And your number 3 receiving option, we talked about Jalen Tolbert.
Number 3, yep.
But with the tight end depth that you guys have, does that kind of factor in as well, where your number 3 receiver might come out of a different position given the depth that you guys have elsewhere?
Yeah, definitely. Really, when we're going through right now, offense is really put in three categories. You have one back offense, two back offense, and no back offense. So based off of who the number 2, 3, 4 tight end is, no different than receivers. They all need to learn to play both inside and out. It's
What's going on, Cowboy Faithful? It's your boy DMV back with another one. And listening to Mike McCarthy, there were a lot of takeaways from the OTAs that are going on right now. So, you could kind of see that the media members were trying to, ask a lot of the questions that a lot of us have online, about Micah being in town but not being at OTAs, about Trey Lance's progression, about the running back room, about CeeDee Lamb and his situation. And I think that Mike McCarthy did a hell of a job answering questions. Sorry about that. You know what I'm saying? When you're in the D.C. area, there's always helicopters, there's always planes, there's always those type of things that are going on. But Mike McCarthy did a hell of a job really just keeping everything strictly football. He did a very good job of keeping everything straightforward. That's what I've been talking about, man. That's just all that I really wanted from the Cowboys is just football operation stuff. You didn't see Jerry. You didn't see Steven. You didn't see the zoo. You just see Mike answering football questions. And I think that I loved it. You know what I'm saying? Micah Parsons is still, involved in everything. CeeDee Lamb, while they're getting the contract negotiations and everything in order, they're allowing guys to step up. So from what I understand, there was a lot of Jalen Brooks. There was a lot of Jalen Tolbert with the first team. Obviously, Cooks is going to be with the first team. But from what I understand, too, Dak and Turpin built – they had a really good rapport in the 7-on-7 period. Also heard that Trey Lance has been doing some pretty good things. You heard Mike McCarthy talk about his athleticism and the development of him and having a lot of preseason work. But on top of that, they said something. I think Patrick Nosey said something about him having a nice little thread the needle pass to Crooms in one of the 7-on-7 periods. So interesting. Trey Lance watch. Everybody is going to pay attention to what's going on with Trey Lance, and rightfully so. And what else, man? What else is there? The running back room, Zeke, from what I understand, it's almost as if Zeke never left. It's almost as if Zeke, and that's from somebody that I trust. It's almost as if Zeke is back, and it's like he never left. But the biggest takeaway that I took away from Mike McCarthy's presser with the running back room is his admiration of Royce Freeman. He talked about how Royce is bigger in person than he really thought, but he also talked about how he was able to pick up the things. He's a football player, so he was able to pick up, the offense relatively well, which leads me to believe that Royce has a shot, not only a shot at this roster, but Royce has a shot if he has a good enough camp to really be able to take away some touches from Zeke. Now, it looks like Zeke is going to be your lead back leading into things, and that doesn't mean that they're not going to go out and get other backs and stuff like that. But his admiration and talk of Royce Freeman, to me, that stood out tremendously. And you guys know that I did a breakdown of Royce Freeman not too long ago, so go check that out, and you realize what type of back he is. I think overall this Cowboy team is in good standing, and they also talked about the installation of the defense, it being a new defense. They want to be able to get as much in these, I think, 8 sessions or 9 sessions. They want to get as much installation as possible so that they're able to hit the ground running in camp. So I think that that's very important. But those are my key takeaways from Mike McCarthy's press conference today, and also reading some tweets from the staffers, and and I'm gonna give a shout out to a couple of DallasCowboys.com staffers that are doing an excellent job. No C, obviously, Patrick No C Walker. Nicole Hutchinson's doing a hell of a job. Nick Harris always does his thing. Aisha Morrison always does her thing as well. So shout out to the crew. Shout out to the DallasCowboys.com crew. They're doing a hell of a job. The break over there, they're doing a hell of a job. And I'm just gonna stay tuned, and I'm very, very patient this offseason. And I'm looking, and when there's something that strikes interest, I'm going to talk about it and come here. And hopefully you guys, I was able to enlighten you on some things that you didn't know. You got bugs back here and all this stuff, bro. I don't ever shoot no videos back here. I probably won't shoot in the backyard again because there's bugs everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Helicopters flying all over. I think I'm just gonna stick to the porch from now on. But appreciate y'all for stopping by, man. I hope you got something out of the key takeaways, and I'm out. Peace.